Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day and welcome back to another video on the channel. And in today's video, I want to talk about Wiz and what's been going on in 2025 so far and whatnot. Now, I've been thinking and debating on making this video for probably up to a week, I want to say. And the reason for that is I kind of feel like it's just gonna spiral into another video where Liam is ranting and whatnot. But like that's not my intention of this video. I want to make that very, very clear. Ever since the Sonopolis update, updates have just been buggy and incomplete. So, in spring, we had the Scion Spellman glitch, which still is not fixed to this day. And now with the Aquila updates, half of the update, as in like the PvE content, is still not here. PvP in 2025 has also been quite a shit show. It's very similar to 2024. There's things like the barrier to entry being way too high. Scales is still broken 2 years later. I could go on, but I don't really need to. You guys know what I'm talking about if you play Wiz, obviously. And the community lately has just been a lot more aggravated as usual, I've noticed. And also that reflects in the queue times, by the way, which I'll talk about in this video as well for like PvP and whatnot. But yeah, I wanted to make this video because I think it's important to bring attention to this. And I've been saying this for a while now with how Wiz updates things. I just don't think what we're currently doing over there is working. I think the QA team or whatever needs to do a better job. I've said this like ever since last year. I think everyone in the game and even KI just doesn't want the game to have incomplete updates or be like a super buggy mess and whatnot, right? So that's why I'm saying as a collective whole here, like we kind of need to change things. It's kind of got to the point where KI has this reputation of just super buggy things, leaving the game unplayable for months on end and whatnot, yada yada, right? And it's like, we don't want that. We love this game. I don't want to sit here and bash on KI. Like, I like a lot of the devs over there. They're really cool people. Again, might not I can't talk, particularly agree with a lot of the choices they make in the game, but they're still human at the end of the day, right? Now, I want to shift my focus onto PvP because that's kind of what I specialize in and whatnot. Typically, every now and then, when the game and meta becomes super stale and like unplayable, you'll kind of see the queue just die and the queue times become really, really bad. It's kind of been this way for like over a month now, like really, really bad. Like I'm talking like 30 to 40-minute queue times if you're a high ranked player. Like the other day on my stream, for example, I dead ass pulled up like a zombie YouTube video to watch with my chat because the queue times are just like way too long. Now, obviously, there's a lot of reasons why the queue times are long and whatnot, but the most popular one is there's just not enough people in queue. Your first game or two will probably be like a 2-minute queue time roughly. Not too bad, right? But after you have that first game or two, you're just in queue for 30, 40 minutes. The worst queue time I had this season was an hour on stream, right? And I'm not the only one who deals with this, right? It's not just a streamer problem. It's anyone who's decent at the game or high ranked at the game. And the high ranked competitive people like myself, for example, I don't want to queue people who are lower ranks because the queue times are always so bad, right? So for example, let's say I'm queuing my warlord on stream. I'm trying to have fun, right? I get the lowest rank possible. They get lucky against me. That's 3 games of progress. 3 games of progress, 30-minute queue times. That's an hour and a half of my time to something I just can't control because I just got bad RNG or something. That's the frustrating part, right? It's not a simple thing where, oh, just let warlords queue recruits or tie in the elo bands, because if you tie in the elo bands to satisfy the high rank people, the queue times get even longer and queue sniping becomes easier to do, and it's already a problem. I haven't been getting sniped a whole lot like I used to, but even now it's like I'll wait 30 minutes in queue, get excited for a game and it's just someone I know who is trying to get me on a counter school. Like that just feels like absolute shit. And the reasons the queue times are this bad, two reasons, right? One, the people you're trying to maintain in the game are not happy with the current state of PvP because we're all tired of waiting for bounce to get nerfed. We're all tired of waiting for Storm Duel School to get fixed. We're all tired of waiting on the heal cap. You know, you could complain about anything for every school, but that's like the main three right now, I'd say, in the game that everyone is like fatigued in terms of waiting. And on the other hand, you have the casual players who want to get into PvP or try it, but they can't because the barrier to entry is so high and whatnot. And there's some people, mostly in the Discord and sometimes in the comments, that want muted players to be able to PvP again to, you know, help the queue times and whatnot. Now, I don't really remember what PvP was like when mutes could play. I mean, I would imagine the queue times are better and whatnots, but the barrier to entry is also lower back then, so like it's not really an accurate thing, you know. But these are solutions that could work to fixing the queue times and making PvP like better, I guess. And ultimately, at the end of the day, whether you are a casual or, you know, a hardcore PvP player, it's on the devs to update the game, right? You need to update the game. I'm not trying to be mean to Wiz and whatnot, but whoever is in charge of like the QA quality assurance and whoever is in charge of what gets put into the game, whoever has those jobs and titles at KI, like they need to be reviewed because it is just not, it is not it, bro. It is not it. Like, I'm sorry, but it is no coincidence that every endgame player, anyone who's not questing from, like, you know, 1 to max, right? Anyone who's completed the game, PvE, raids, PvP, are all unhappy. And who knows, maybe they are just content at KI with, you know, the newbies questing through the game, buying their, you know, cute uwu packs or whatever in the crown shop and whatnot. And if that's the case, man, like I'm just really disappointed because I think Wiz could be so much better and so much more. But like I don't see action. I don't. I talk to the devs. A lot of people talk to the devs, you know, whether you're a creator, Wizcord, you know, or even if you have like special privilege to DM them and whatnot. And a lot of good talks do happen, but it's all talk, no action. And as a philosophy, that's not a very good thing. But yeah, man, I want to get this video out because I've just seen the whole community, at least endgame players, feeling this way no matter what mode they do. And I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like someone needs to say it, you know, and there's not a lot of creators in the community who will say things that need to be said. So I figured I would make this video, and I'm gonna try to post some more PvP for y'all on the channel as well. Sorry for being inactive lately. I'm just focusing more on like IRL stuff and whatnot. So yeah, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Of course, leave a like and sub if you made it this far. If not, that's okay. I appreciate you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care and goodbye.